All right. Welcome everyone. For the session about helpdesk tools for VMware Horizon, I will be having two on there. You would expect flings from me. Actually, one is a fling, one is not a fling. It was supposed to be a fling, but went to the product right away. My name is Wouter Kursten. I work for AnyLink in the Netherlands. I'm a virtualization consultant, EUC stuff, vSphere stuff. I've got a couple certifications. I've been a vExpert for 4 years now. And if you want to reach me out, you can see it over there where I can reach that. So let's start first. First tool for me, that is the performance tracker. This is actually in the Horizon agent, but you have to install it. You have to put it on to install it. It's not installed by default. It gives you live session information about what the user is seeing. You can open it from the user session. User will troubleshooting, and you've got the URL there where you can actually open the tool, so you can put it in UEM or something. So what does it look like? Like you see at the left, there's some information stuff that you have network in there. You can see some transport in there, and what the encoder is doing, what encoder you're using, CPU. So let's view in a bit. You see that estimated bandwidth for the session. The round trip time, always very important, of course, for a VDI environment. And also what kind of transport protocol is in use. Is TCP, is UDP. So you can see that in there. You can see the machine name, the protocol that's being used. And very important for image quality, it's the encoder. What encoder is it using? What's the bandwidth actually used right now? How many frames per second is the user using? Is the audio started? What's the CPU doing for that? You can see some more. There are also some graphs in there, some history and what's happening inside that session. CPU usage, frames per second again, gives you a bit of insight of what has worked in the past. Some more estimated bandwidth is always a measurement it does, so it's not exact science what bandwidth is actually in use, but CPU usage again gives you an overview. There's an application somewhere maybe doing something that you don't like. Now, the most important part for me would be the session properties, information broker, client information, which client is the user using. There's a lot of information in there, a lot of properties. Yeah, on the left you can see some IP information, some stuff. The client, how many displays they have, DPI, the broker URL, some stuff like that. And down there you can see actually the client name, the IP address, MAC addresses, stuff like that. Some basic troubleshooting information. The second one, the performance tracker is nice, but you really got to use to help that customer, that user, right? And the admin interface hasn't been the best in the past because we're now getting rid of the Flash. We've got HTML5 if you're on the latest version right now. It's feature complete, but it's still not doing what I would like it to do. So there we get a helpdesk tool. This is actually a fling. It's written by Andrew Morgan. The performance tracker was also created by Andrew Morgan. He's from VMware, but that skipped the fling stage and went right into production to the agent. So the Horizon helpdesk tool is also one by him. And when can we use it? Since Horizon 7.2 it's available. You need the enterprise license for all options to be available. You have some options when you're not on the enterprise level, but same with the admin interface, those options are available over there. You see the URL, it's multi-pod, but you see only one pod at a time. You can switch to another pod to get the information from there. It gives you a lot of statistics and it is really fast. So first you log in, the admin account. It's an application that you install on your own desktop, by the way. So you can actually put it into your image or whatever and publish a shortcut to it. In the down bar, in your taskbar, you will see this. I always have it on the dark theme. Who doesn't like the dark theme, right? I think everyone loves it, right? So we have the option to switch to the light theme, but I doubt if anyone will use it. The one thing I use the most is show environment for this. It will give you an overview of the entire environment. On top you will see some bars about the sessions that are in use, the amount of machines that are available. or that are there if there are any problem machines, because that's the kind of stuff you want. Below that you see several tabs. Desktop pools, for example, gives you all the pools available in that pod, also with the status of it. What kind of pod is it? Is it an automated pod? Are it instant clones? Are it link clones? Full clones? It's all in there. Yeah, if you go hover with your mouse over on top, you'll get the actual amount of what's in there, because if it gets big, it would be hard to see. At the bottom, you can actually search for a user. Is that user in there? Well, I search for user because that's easiest for me, and it will show several sessions that are available with someone with user in the name. You'll see which pod it is in, which desktop it is in, stuff like that. It's using which protocol it's using, which machine name it is on. If you go to the second tab, Forms, it will show your RDS environment. So you have multiple RDS environments, it will show you in there the amount of applications published, the amount of hosts that are in there, problem host. Well, I've only got one connection server in my environment at this point. There's multiple now, but you'll see all the connection servers available within that pod. Mine is red because it doesn't have the proper certificate in there from my lab, so that's why it's showing red. It also shows it in there, the amount of connections in there and stuff like that. If you go to the vCenter, if you have multiple vCenters, it will show you the vCenter information, which version it is on, if it's enabled, are the data stores healthy, are the hosts healthy. If they're not, it will show in here. It really switches really fast between the ones. Well, hosts of course as well, so if there's hosts having issues, it will show here as well. It also shows which cluster it belongs to. Data stores, right? We don't want data stores to fill up. You can see it in here, what kind of data store is it? VMFS, is it NFS? Whatever. It will show the path to the data store. The free space. And the last one, if there are any remote pods, like in the cloud pod architecture, if you have that initialized, it will show the remote pods in here. And on top, you've got the switch pod. From there, you can switch to the other pod if you want. So let's look into one of the pools. I know this might be small, but you can watch it yourself. It's easy to download. So the pod information, it gives you way more information. Instant clones, the amount of sessions, the amount of machines, some other settings and stuff like that. What happens when the user logs off? Is it deleted? Is it refreshed? Flash quality in there. We all hate flash, right? The machines are at the bottom. Which machines are in use? What is the status of the machine? So when a user calls and the help desk person can say, okay, I see this here, I know that machine is having some issues, we might need to reboot it or something. We can do that. You can reset it, restart it. But for instance, for instant clones, you can also do the recover the machine. You don't need to give that help desk employee access to the entire environment. Just give them the tools what they have in here. But you can do even more. vCenter actions, you can open the VM console. If it will give any image, it might help you. Restart it, shut down, again reset from the vCenter part. You can even power it off if you want to save it for something. Which user sessions are in this pool? There are several. It will give the status, it will give the user, the connection time, stuff like that. It's already all in there. I haven't tried it with the published applications from desktops itself, by the way, but I think it's in there as well. Otherwise, I will just ask Andrew to put it in there. So what can we do for a session? You can have some details about the session. I will go into that later. You can log a user off. This is not the forced log off as far as I know right now, but Andrew was putting that in there, because if a session is logged, log off usually doesn't log off the person. But Andrew is changing that to a forced log off, so it will always log off the user. You can send a message to the user. Oh, we're going to do some maintenance on the host you're on. We have to do that, so you can send a message to the user. Remote assistance. Use default Microsoft tooling to give remote assistance to the user. Restart the desktop, reset the desktop, that again. Well, like I said, we're going to look into the session. And this gives you some information about the session itself. What client, again, is it using? What Windows version is it using? Is it using Linux? Is the session, it's a desktop type. The idle time, it will show in there. But also CPU usage, RAM usage, disk usage. Logon duration, but that's more within the agent. It doesn't always give the proper information. It gives you some machine details. What agent version is it running? The IP address, network, protocol. So again, here you can log the user off. You can disconnect him. You can send a message, remote control, stuff like that. I'll skip the pool information because that's the same one from the pool slide. But the machine info, even more information about the machine itself. What's happening there? Is he connected? Is he disconnected? Which image are you using? Very important. I'm not sure which snapshot version we're working from. It will show you in here. So if some pools might be on different versions, right? So you can immediately know which snapshot is the base for this image. Entitlements. Which entitlements does this user have? Can he access more pools? Can he access applications? Some boss performance information. How is the performance doing? What's your network bandwidth? Stuff like that. Which applications are open for that user? What is he using? Is Internet Explorer messing up? Is something crashing stuff? But even deeper, the process list. There might be processes running on the background without you seeing that. And you can kill them. Yes, you can kill the processes, right? So, and this, by the way, also works for RDS. Because usually from the admin interface, you don't have an insight on which applications you're using, right? For RDS, this works as well. And you can kill that application. You can actually also filter on the user to only see what's running under that user account and not on the system or stuff like that. So now it's gone. And with that, I thank you all. If you want to have more, again, this evening there's the EUC Community Beer and Tapas event. We will have some more Flinks for Horizon as well in there. I will be presenting there as well, so we have some more in there.